All right. Hey, it's Friday, November 14th. We made it through the week. I'm happy that it's Friday. Welcome to another episode of Simple Life Philosophy. Man, I've been seeing a lot of just kind of maybe it's just the algorithm right now, but I just see a lot of doom and gloom right now online. Just kind of with the aurora and the solar flares coming at us. People talking about the pole shift and our magnetic field weakening and how our power grid is basically on the verge of collapse if we get any type of strong storm there. And obviously, there's a lot of political upheaval, some Epstein stuff coming out, and, the shutdown finally over at least. But obviously, there's a lot of finger pointing on both sides and how that was caused. And, so it's just been a lot of, I don't know what you call it, just a lot of doom and gloom. I mean, that's all I can say is, and then you got the stock market kind of going down, and people talking about how commercial real estate, is about to collapse, and then you also have the overall real estate bubble collapsing, and then you have median home prices, just median home prices up, compared to median wages. Like, never seen this type of disparity before. And I think the median age of someone buying a home is 61 or something, and then 20 years ago it was 41. So basically, the same people who were buying houses 20 years ago are the ones buying houses today. And obviously that's affecting birth rates, and people talking about that, the birth rate decline, and that collapse, kind of around the corner, and what that means for our economy. And of course the devaluation of the dollar, and the inverted yield curve. If you've never heard of the inverted yield curve, basically this has predicted a recession 100% of the time, and since the early 1900s, and it inverted last year, and it finally corrected itself. So it's like at any moment, the market could crash, basically on this what they call a leading indicator. And it's just man, I'm like, man, you get online and you start soaking all this information in, and you're like, man, this is crazy. Like, what is going on? And then I'm dealing with my own personal struggles of trying to change and be a better person, and get off these addictions, and this constant self-soothing, I think, is the best way to put it. Just self pleasure in a way, in that drinking and watching TV and distracting myself, even when just doom scrolling, even though that's not really quote unquote soothing to read and hear and all that. It kind of does break away from reality, and break myself away from reality a little bit. It's like, okay, especially when you think about my own personal struggles, and you're like, man, see, it's not like your struggles ain't that bad. Like, look what's around the corner. It's about to get way worse. you know? So it puts things, I guess, in a little perspective, in a, I don't know, you can say a bad way, but makes you feel better in a good way. I don't know. Yeah, so it's just, it's a weird time we're living in, a weird time. And yeah, there's just so many events, so much news coming at us at all times, so much like misinformation. I've talked about how information is power, and I think that there's just a big lack of transparency, not only between corporations, but between our government and the American people, and how that's being used against us, especially with our understanding of psychology and understanding of biology, and how we've organized ourselves. It just seems like we're not evolving quick enough with all the information that we know about ourselves. Like, we've never been more aware of our place, not only on this planet, but in this world, and in this solar system, in this cosmos. And not to mention, we have discoveries around the world, when it comes to the pyramids, and Göbekli Tepe, and just these like engineering feats that these ancient societies were able to master. And we don't talk about, like, man, like maybe we had ancient history all wrong. Like, they were might have been pretty advanced, and it's just like that idea is only being floated around on the fringes of, I guess, academia and in podcasts and conversations. You have to be labeled a conspiracy theorist to really go down those rabbit holes, and it's a shame it's not talked about more on mainstream media and things. And mainstream media is a whole nother topic too, because that information is being controlled, and being programmed in a way, and programming us. And so, whew, man, and I know there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack there, and I'm just kind of riffing on it, and I can't really even get into too much detail on it because I feel like I'm like what is it, a master of none? Like I just like a generalist. I know I'm aware of all these things, but you know the details of it all is probably beyond me right now, and it's a little scary though. But like when you start to kind of count, and compile the list of potential threats to our society, it's and I didn't touch on probably 10 other things, and many other things that might be on your mind. And so it's just and then we all have our own personal struggles that we're having to navigate and deal with, and so perhaps a lot of us are not even aware of some of these things and potential threats. And so yeah, it's weird times, and our education system is not really preparing the kids, the younger generations, to really tackle a lot of these problems either, and that's a whole other issue. Um, and just the lies that come out of our politicians, on both sides. It's just getting tiresome, man. And we call it a two-party system. I'm like, man, these are just there. It's a two-party system to keep both of them in power. So it's like essentially a one-party system. And when you look at who funds both parties, largely they're the same people. Largely they're the same corporations, the same policy. You know what I mean? And those are the people that set policies, not the politicians themselves. So that's just a whole nother rabbit hole right there. And so yeah, it's hard not to get down on where we're headed as a society when you really try to take an inventory on what's going on in our world, and the big drivers of our I guess our policies and our economics and our society is just oof, man. Things are just getting more expensive. Our wages are stagnating, and stuff, man. I don't want to complain, because that's not going to get me anywhere. That's not going to get you anywhere. I want to elevate your consciousness, and really, I guess the only way to do that is just really lean on the community. I think that's why community is so important, because it's going to take a ground up approach to really change anything. And for a ground up approach to work, it's going to take a new level of awareness of all our problems, and a new level of I think faith and spirituality as well, in ourselves, and in the divine, and the unseen, and God. And yeah, I don't know, frankly, how it's all going to shake out, but I feel, I'm going to say I feel, because maybe saying I know is kind of presents a level of certainty I can't really guarantee, but I feel that that kind of spiritual awakening is happening, and needs to expand for humanity to have a chance to survive long term. And there has to be, I guess, a level of control with the corporate and political and just kind of dark organizations that have the control and have the money, have the power, to kind of empower the communities, and empower people to elevate themselves consciously, and so that we can really just build more of a collective, more of a community around the world to get better every day. Because that's all I'm trying to do, is just get better every day. And it doesn't seem like we're getting better every day right now, and it seems like we're stagnating, and maybe even worse, getting worse. So yeah. So Man, there's me ranting for 10 minutes. Again, sometimes I don't even realize how quickly I get through some of these videos, but because I don't, my intention is not to have these videos very long, um, but sometimes I just get going. And but yeah, I just want to leave you with some good positivity that I think you know we're on the right path. I think that especially if you're still listening to me, you're on the right path, and things are evolving and things are getting better. But and just to let the to we got to like learn to let all the noise, all the background noise, to just let it go. It's like they're trying to manufacture division, and yeah, we don't have to give them that, and allow them that type of power over a lot of us. So I'll leave it there. Many blessings and much love to you guys. We made it through the week. Congrats. Let's have a good weekend. Have a great day. Happy Friday.